So welcome to the SIG-network call. Please put your names in the attendees and we'll start with the issues. And let me know if you have more issues or reps. You can put them here or on the open floor, etc. First, we had this one, where in some scenarios where there's a GPU or a host device and too many guest interfaces, the VMI status reports the guest IP instead of the pod IP. And they had a PR which suggested to remove the IPv4 addresses from the guest before it's being used for forming the status, and that way it can try to mask the problem. But I don't think it is the right solution. I have an idea, but I am not if even that's the right solution. So can this be a scenario? Like, can the bridge, like if there's a bridge within the VMI, can it by chance have the same MAC address as the main pod interface of the VM? Is this even a possible scenario? Because that's the only thing I can think about. If something has the same MAC as the pod interface, and if it does not have an IP, we do a comparison there where we try when we go over the guest agent IPs or the guest agent interfaces, we compare it by the MAC and we try to set the right IP if it's found in the status of the VMI. So in case there's a bridge or something which does not have an IP but has the same MAC as the primary NIC, it may set our IP to nil, and then during the next cycle it may be set to this wrong IP instead of the pod IP. So I asked them, the owner of the issue, if they can provide me what they see from the guest agent. But meanwhile, do you even think this is a valid scenario?
I don't understand why you are giving them virschemo agent command. What is this? We never use this.
No, that's for
Ever.
debugging.
Yeah, but we are not using it.
Or they can
We
do an
either use
IPI if
console.
happy.
What do you mean? I
Or
mean
they
the
can
team
just do an
agent
IPI.
command. The team agent command is we are not using that one. If you want to get into the guest, you just SSH or use the console to get inside. Right? I'm not
Mm-hmm.
familiar with us doing this kind of things. I'm not even sure it's even working.
Okay, I will get rid of that because I did
Maybe
not
it's
see that
working.
as well.
I don't know if it's working. What do you mean? Okay. Usually you have the VNC or
Mm.
console, or the other option is to just connect to the directly to the guest using SSH to the terminal of the guest and get the information from there. That's one option. But I think I responded to this one, right? So it's
Yeah, you
now it's in
responded to
the
this thingy, the fix, that the fix is not correct. We are waiting for their reply. But in the meanwhile, I wanted to ask if this scenario is even correct. Like if there can be a bridge or another NIC or something that shares the same MAC address as the primary NIC.
but then you should see it, don't
Yes,
you? You should.
yes, if that's the case, they can even see it with an IPA. And I suggested them the virschemo agent command because I used a similar command when I was working with the multicast. So if you need to see something that the guest agent does, apparently you need to use this command.
Okay, I'm not really sure how. If you can you explain how you reach the. Let's say that there is a duplicate MAC address. How why it will be reported as the primary?
So there's a place where we are iterating over the interfaces that the guest agent has sent in netstat, I think, and we are forming the status. So it looks up the interface by MAC and it tries to find a matching interface from the VMI status. If it finds something matching, it will like override the IP. So if a bridge or something in the VMI has the same MAC address as our main interface, the primary interface, it will find it on the VMI status. And then if this bridge or the faulty NIC thingy does not have an IP, it will say, okay, the guest agent reported no IP on this particular interface. So let me set it to nil. And then in the like next cycle of the same loop, you will have the uh, actual NIC, which will have an internal IP in case of masquerade. And then it will see, okay, the thing is nil, the IP is nil, but my guest agent is reporting some 10.0 address. Let me put it on the status.
But if I'm not mistaken, the MAC address mapping is between. I'm not don't remember it correct in detail, but as far as I remember, it's basically should be the mapping on what is configured on the domain. I mean on the VM specification, which is libvirt. It's between what is configured there and what we know this interface is compared to what is reported back. So that means if that means we are, I don't know what will happen if there is duplication
But if is the
exactly, but
duplication a real scenario? I mean, can it happen?
what do you mean? You can go inside the guest and change the MAC address if you want. You can try to see what happened. Go inside the guest, change the MAC address and check.
No, I
I'm
mean,
not sure what will happen,
it
but
will fail. I checked that scenario, but in case of this issue, they're using Cilium and they're using all this stuff. I was wondering if that's the issue for them. But I think we can't do anything but wait for the reply.
yeah, I think if I remember correctly, what they maybe there is a problem with duplicate, but then you need to we need to see this happening. I mean, if you can recreate it, then fine, you can get into the guest, change it, and check if it happened. But what they said, what they tried to fix, and what they said was that the the caching,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, the caching is actually what we read. We identify the configuration on the pod interface and we save it for later.
Mm-hmm.
And that is done in the setup stage.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, we do status calculation.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that the setup is always happening before we do the status. If you go over the how the virt handler is
Yes.
handling the so we first do the setup and then we do the read. So I think when they try to explain the problem, because probably they debugged it, they said that it happens when they read it before there is any cache, which means that there was no setup, and that's very odd in my opinion. It's like they may trigger they may have seen a race somehow. I don't understand how, but this is why we need to see how to recreate it.
I don't think the pod cache was empty because in the original bug, they say that before the guest agent connects, they can see already the correct IP. So if it was reported, it was there in the cache.
Yeah, but they say it's after migration, right? This is a different one.
No, this is not migration, right?
I saw a case about migrating many VMs, and then they
That's
had
a
this
different.
problem of
That's a
things.
different issue.
So there is another one.
Yes.
Okay. So this say you are saying that at the beginning it was the correct IP and then it was lost?
Yes, that's what they're saying. Yes. And they see it only after 1.8, so I suspect it's the piece of code that I added to restrict the number of guest agents. And I checked that if you have something with a duplicate MAC, it can cause this scenario. My question is it a valid scenario? Like if like is there a scenario where the bridge or the NIC can have a duplicate MAC? But
Read,
yes,
you
I'll
mean
wait for a
inside the
reply.
guest, in the
Inside the
guest
guest.
or in
Yes,
the pod?
in the
In the
guest.
guest, you don't we don't control the guest. So obviously, yes, it can. We don't control the guest. So in the guest, you can go now inside the guest and change the MAC address yourself, and it will take effect. So I'm
Okay,
not.
then I'll try to find
It's
a
not
solution.
related. Just to be clear, you are able to configure the hardware Mac or the emulated hardware Mac in the domain if you specify in the spec for the secondary network. Actually, I think for only for the also for the primary one. Doesn't matter. You can if you put in the VMI spec, you set a MAC address, it will go into the delivered domain XML, and then it will be inside the guest. It will appear as the emulated hardware MAC address for the NIC. But you can go inside the guest and change it. You can change it to the software-based MAC address, and that's it. And the guest agent will report the software-based MAC address. So you could have this duplication for sure.
Okay. Okay, then.
We
Um,
even have a test for it.
Yeah,
Sorry, what?
do we have a test? We have a test for duplicate max
No, not for duplicate max, but we do have a test when you
to
change
change them.
the internal guest MAC address, and then you see it in another place. Like you see it as a guest internal interface in the VMI interface.
Yes,
Yeah, we
we
have it.
have we have we have the test. That one was about. It's like you set a MAC address. Like you have, let's say you have. I don't remember what exactly it says. That let's say that you have three NICs, three virtual NICs, and then you go to one of them and change the MAC address. So
Yes.
in the status of the VMI, what you will see four interfaces. Uh, Two as the regular one, and then the other two are the original Mac of the that you saw that you intended to do change. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
what appears in the either in the VMI spec or in the domain spec, doesn't matter. And then but it has no guest. It doesn't see it in the guest. And then you'll have another interface with the new Mac that you modified, and it will appear as the it's like an interface that is seen only in the guest. So in if you started with three interfaces and you change one of them, the MAC address of one of them, then it will report back four.
Mm-hmm.
One without the a guest equivalent, and another one with a guest without domain equivalent. And these things we can debug from the VMI status, interface
Mm-hmm.
status. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we checked, or we may not have a test that checks what happens if you duplicate a MAC address.
I added the test locally and I saw it's failing. So if these people have the same scenario of duplication of MAC, that can explain the issue.
Okay, but then we are supposed to see it in if they share the VMI status. I think we should be able to see the something in the we may be able to see something
Okay,
because
in any case, I'll wait
then
for
you
a
will see
reply from
both.
them. Yes, yes, yes.
So first of all, if someone opens, let's make it easier. If someone opens something like that, the first thing that we are supposed to get is the the VMI manifest. That's the first thing that we need. Anything else is less relevant. I mean, anything else is based on that. We can ask more information.
Okay,
Does it make
makes
sense?
sense.
I
Yes.
mean, we cannot do anything without the VMI. Here he wrote here that for example, he wrote here he did kubelet get VMI JSON path blah blah. But we need a manifest. Otherwise, we don't know what to do with this. We don't know how to ask more questions.
Okay, I will wait for the reply and I'll move on to the next one because we spent a lot of time.
Okay, maybe the something that we can do for the long run is to create a recommendation how to do some troubleshooting. I don't know if it exists or not, but it will be useful if we'll have such a thing. Then we can ask people to just try it out.
Okay.
So that may be a nice action item
I
for
will
us
add it here.
in general.
Yes. Okay, moving on to the next. This is the one that you were talking about, Eddie, where after migration, if you do a reboot, the VM loses its IP. It's on a bridge interface where the IP is being assigned by the IPAM of the NAD.
Wait, masquerade.
No, it was bridge. Somewhere it was bridge. No, it was
No, we
bridge.
don't support. Yes, we support.
Actually,
No,
this
this is
bug,
not what.
this is a recurring bug. We already saw it several months ago. I wanted to reply to this one, but I haven't had the chance. The root cause for it is because they don't specify a MAC address on the interface. Then the new Virt Launcher pod is created without the interface, and we've implemented the mechanism. Actually, an upstream contributor had implemented this mechanism to retain the original MAC address, and then the DHCP server could serve DHCP to it. So please CC me on this or assign me on this, and I'll answer. Assign is better.
Thank you. Moving on to the next one. Someone wanted that we support an MTU in our interfaces spec, and they said that because they have many VMs, they did not want to create duplicate NATs. My question is like, is there anything wrong if they create many NATs? Because I think that's the way we suggest to add MTUs to your VMs, no?
Yes, they are welcome to open, as many NAD objects as they need. Like, we don't want to take into KubeVirt
Mm-hmm.
more responsibility over stuff that can be done in a lower layer. Like pods can do it as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I
It's
will reply that and I'll point them to the
And
hot
I
flow
don't
of
think
NAD.
that it even can be in the spec because it's done by the CNI. So
No, it's done by the CNI, but I think you can restrict it on the domain XML thingy, and they kind of want it to be like injected into the domain XML by KubeVirt or something like that.
But then they could reach a mismatch. Like the NAD will say something, this will say something else, and
Mm-hmm.
then
They specifically want a mismatch. They said that they have an ad which has a higher value, and they want to set some of their VMs to a lower value. But the right way would be to create different ads for them, no?
yes, and now
so
with the network resources injector, there shouldn't be a performance problem.
Okay.
no, it's not a performance. They have different. I think they have a special need here, and they have a problem. I think the original problem is that they have a problem with managing nodes in general. So they want to change, for example, the. So I'm familiar with this specific case because they reached me at some point somewhere a few weeks ago, and they want to change the MAC address of an existing running VM to switch it to a new MAC address. Sorry, to a new MTU.
Mm-hmm.
And then they will have to play with the NADs and they manage them, and they have multiple VLANs, so each NAD also has VLANs. So from their perspective, they have like an issue with this management thing. It's not only about the MTU. MTU is like the end story, I guess. And they also wanted to, per my understanding, was that they want to change the MTU and then let the guest owner apply this. Like when they are ready, they will reboot, for example, and then it will come up with the correct MTU.
But with
So
the
that was
different,
their with
but if they switch to a different NAT which has the right MTU that they want, they do not even have to reboot because we have the NAT hot plug now.
Right.
yeah, but they don't want, for example, they don't want the NADA hotspot. They want to give the gas the guest owners. They want to give them the control to do the shutdown or the downtime themselves. They don't want to do a downtime at the operation level. They want to do it at the cluster level. They want to do it by the guest. They want, for example, they want to ask them change the MTU to what I will change for you, for example, the MTU, and when you already reboot it, something like that. So there are all kind of solutions. I think it's a problematic. I think there is a web on this, if I'm not mistaken, or they wanted to send a web. I don't remember if they actually did it. But there is a problem, and the problem is not only that we don't. It is what Orel said, and I agree, and that's one of the big ones. But there is also an operational issue. I mean,
But Eddie, how is it
we
different
need to check it.
from creating another NAT with another MTU, and whenever the user is ready, can shut down the VM, change the NAT, and start the VM?
No,
It's
but
the-
it's for example now it's automatically a hot plug. So if you change
No,
the
if you
NAT, for
change it while
example,
the VM is running, I'm saying stop the VM whenever you're ready,
yeah,
then
but
change the NAT and then run it.
so this is back to how VMs are managed by actual users. Not how developers think about it. So the actual users in this specific case, the person that controls the KubeVirt cluster, the KubeVirt system, or the one that manages the VM object, is not the same one that manages the guest. So there is someone in the guest that owns this VM, and the one from the outside that manages the cluster, they are two different people. And the one inside the guest, he's saying, "Don't give me downtime." And the one from the operation on the cluster level, they want to tell him, "Okay, I'm doing the changes, and when you are ready, then do the reboot." Do you understand? It's they cannot control it. The one that operates that sees the VM as a manifest and can do things with it. This person that is not allowed to create a downtime for this VM. It's not allowed, including no live migration. So this is the requirement. So
Also,
this
I
is
have a,
why they came to this.
also I have another question. We are talking about NATs, but this thingy is on Pod Network and Masquerade. Why are we talking about NATs?
It doesn't matter. It's not only about nets. First of all, I don't know why they say masquerade because this is a specific case, but they are talking about. I know that the one of the scenarios is secondary network, not the primary. In general, the primary network we could change the MTU ourselves. But again, if you set the problem with what we are saying, and this is why it's connected to what Oral said, we do not want to get into a situation where today we are setting the MTU based on what the pod is giving, or the interface that the pod that we see in the pod that we wire to it. And there are scenarios when this MTU is not effective. For example, when we set the SRFV, we are not able to change the MTU. There is no MTU in the domain XML to change. This
Mhm.
is also probably correct with other future interfaces that are host device type or something similar. So this MTU, there are several reasons why we prefer not to have this MTU field to control. We prefer it to be something that is given to the pod from outside. And if there is no other choice that someone will give us the scenario that we have no other answer for it, then we'll have to do something. But at the moment, I hope that we could give an alternative to these users.
Okay, I will reply them with the option of creating multiple NATs. And if you do not want to do a hot plug, you can just switch the networks, because like that was the original solution for changing NATs. And then we wanted to do the hot plug. So they can try
Yeah,
to do
but you
that.
need to answer them based on what they wrote here, because they
Yeah, they
listed
do
the
not want to
alternative.
control so many NATs. That's true.
Yes,
So I don't even
exactly.
ask
So
them.
But didn't
it's
you say it was pod
problematic
network?
to. I don't know. Now it shows here podnet, the primary.
Yeah, maybe that's a typo because they're talking about NATs.
No, but I don't know. Yes, you can ask them.
Okay, I will answer them
Okay.
anyways.
Maybe they're doing Motus default.
What do you mean? You see here the configuration. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
any case, I will ask them what they're doing. Okay, moving on to the webs because we have so many items. We have these many webs that I know of. If there are more, please add them here. So there's the extension to Web 183, which Shoval said is blocked, so it's not being considered for 1.10, right?
Right.
Okay, and there's Web 21, which just needs an approve, and it will hopefully get in by 110, so we do not have to worry about it.
What do you mean? It's ready?
It's
It's
ready
ready.
for
It has all
yeah,
the
yeah,
GT.
it's LGTM and it's ready for your revisit. And
So it's not ready.
no, it's not.
It's ready for me to go over again.
Yes. Yes.
So this is Web 21.
Yes.
Can you please add it to the action so I'll not miss this?
Yes.
Okay.
And what else? So the bottom one is not supposed to be in the. It's
1.10.
not supposed to be in. Okay, can you open it, please?
Yes, 1 second.
Okay, can you go down on the right? You should see it's not assigned to any release, right?
Where
No,
do I see that?
up. No, it's in the metadata here, or is the labels and all this stuff. It's not in any version.
No,
As
I
far
didn't even
as
see
I
it here
see.
in the changes. No.
Okay, but I think it was removed. If you go into the history somewhere down, I think I'm pretty sure he added it and someone removed it. Can you check?
He also told us that this one is not going into 1.10. I think we can skip it and
Yeah,
continue with the other.
yeah, but I wanted to see that it was if what happened to it. Just, but yes, we don't want it. Okay, I don't see. It's a draft. That's why. Let's continue.
Okay, the next one is Web 21, which we will review. And starting from, so we have Web 427, which is
But wait, the 21 needs to be on track. Is it tracked? In status track? Tracking, tracked. I don't know what's
I
the.
think so. I changed all of them last week.
Okay.
where do I see that?
It's on the project. I don't remember now
The
the
dashboard
Up,
thingy.
go up. No, go up. I don't understand why you are not seeing it. Are
Because
you
you need
logged
to be
in?
in the issue, I think, no?
yes, there is correct.
Wow, come on. So then you need to go to the other
Ah,
one as well.
Yeah,
Okay,
there it
here
is.
mhm.
Yeah.
in 110. No, you should put it in track. Or right? We are supposed to take it, right?
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, track. Then now go to the previous one. Let's
Yeah.
see that one. It's confusing with the equal to the issues.
Is being tracked for 1.5.
This is intent. Remove it from say remove from milestone. Right.
Done.
But wait, this is I think that we did something wrong. This
No,
one
this
is
is 183. Remove it back.
no. This one is the one we are working on. This is like our most important web for 1.0.
No, but
Should be. This
It
is
has
move
the
it back to
same.
the.
There are two VEPs for 183. There are two PRs.
Yes. Yes. The web
This
and the
one is tracked or
extension.
not? This is the tracked one or
this
not?
one.
What extension?
There is just one, Eddie. There is just one. We took the existing
Yes.
one and we did a little pivot to it. This is tracked. We've removed stuff from it.
So okay, I understand now. Then the web list there is incorrect. The web
What's
list that you
incorrect?
wrote is incorrect. No, it's the web list in the document is incorrect. You need
The
to put
Mac,
here the issues.
the Mac
You
is
need to put
a
the issues. I don't want to see the PRs here. I want to see the issues. We manage
Okay.
issues. We manage
Okay.
the issues. That's it. This is
Okay.
why.
Okay.
Okay, so web 183 is not relevant. What we need to make sure is the and it's not reference here, by the way, in the ticket.
It's not what?
It's not the issue. The issue should have this linked or not. Is it linked
Yes,
here
it
or
has
not?
everything, I think. I will check.
No, but wait. Something you didn't. It's still removed. You need to put it back in track.
Yes, it was previously proposed for consideration. I'm thinking we should track it, right? Not proposed for consideration.
Yes,
Because we are doing it.
the web was merged and we are doing it. It should be on
So
track.
merged means tracked, no?
Yes.
So wait. There is still a problem here. The problem is, do we look at the issue itself? Is everything correct here in the tracking? It's alpha. Where is
No,
the rest of the things?
we missed the beta PRs. I will link the PRs for beta down below so Orshova can take them and put them here in the description.
Okay, good. Or can you update them after that?
sure.
This needs to be updated.
Yeah, I wrote
And you
you.
could. Okay. If you, I suggest that also the one that is not being taken will be referenced here, but not in alpha beta, but put something else on the side, comment, I don't know. So it will be recorded that it wasn't considered, but it's deferred for now, something like that.
Yeah, but it can
Okay.
add noise, I think, about the Mac propagation.
It
I
can
can.
add up, but this is the only way to. If you don't want it, it's like it didn't exist. If you don't link it here, it's not existing.
Yeah,
And
it's
this is
fine
the
that
only
it's
place that we manage.
It's fine
Okay.
because we will create new web if needed.
Okay.
Then we have this web where the Maltus will be having a DRA claim. And I think this will go into like a long discussion and it cannot be proposed for 1.10.
I don't know. You think so, but everyone needs to agree, right? At least I need Orel to agree.
The web is very interesting. I agree with Ananya that it probably won't be approved in time for 1.10. But the web is very interesting, and I've reviewed it yesterday.
So what this guy? Sorry?
The web is indeed interesting, but we need to remember that we have about a week from now, or a little less than 2 weeks to get it merged. How many days do we have? Like a week and a day. So do you think we can converge in a week and a day? I don't know. I think it's at week.
Probably not. So what do we do with it?
We can mark it as at risk. And try to get it in, but we do have our priorities. Like we care about VEPs 183 and VEP 21.
Yes, it's basically a solution for SRLV, so or you might want to review it. And from our priorities, it's not urgent, like SRLV was not urgent when we decided.
Yeah, but this is not because of SRL. Not only. This is actually the reason for this is more GPU related
GPU with SRLV,
than
yes,
CPU.
together.
Yeah, yes, they want to align, and they want to configure the NIC,
Yeah.
the VF through the CNI, which makes sense, but I'm not sure about the API at all. There
Yeah,
was a small. First of
what
all,
he
this one was this.
what he
I
says
think
in
I
the
shared
VEP
with
is
you that
that
this.
the big question of whether we're going to go with the industry will go with DRA or DRA with Multus for networking, then he sort of hints that the decision has been made to go with a combination of Multus and DRA, and I pinged Sebastian for his opinion on that. Because it looks that Multus has completed the job to actually work with DRA in combination.
Yeah, but even first of all, doesn't I don't understand. This is I don't think anyone decided anything. I didn't see any decision and any correction. If Multus did changes, I don't think it's. I'm not. This is not enough. Not in convincing me at least.
Right, so
I think I
that's why I
should.
pinged
Yeah.
Sebastian.
Okay. In general, this one is it has a problem for me with the API. If it will be done not through a formal API, then I don't mind. But the fact it is through the changing an API, that one is a bit problematic in my opinion. I share that opinion with they presented this one in the DRA working group. So I shared it with him that this is a bit
The
problematic.
problem is that you need to specify in the network, you need to specify both the resource claim and the NOD. And I don't see a way to do it without an API change.
I think we can. That's why I ask an alternative without an API change. If there is none, then please explain me. I think there is. You could put you can set something external that will add the needed.
Okay.
There may be even several options.
Like the network resources injector, you can add, for example, an annotation, contain the DRA claim, and reference it from the outside.
Yeah.
So I want to emphasize, I think it makes sense that Multus will cooperate with DRA. I'm not sure about mixing in the API DRA with Multus explicitly, because I'm not sure. The part that I'm not sure is if in the end DRA will formally be linked to Multus like an end solution, because per what I know, the idea was that DR is either DRA or Multus, and DRA is supposed to answer all the things and make the Multus obsolete in the far end or something like that. And I prefer a solution that is not involving not
Multus.
putting KubeVirt in this in another way. Even the existing Multus reference from our code is not that nice, because it depends on something that is not really a formal Kubernetes object. It is Multus, it's an add-on. So it's like KubeVirt is depending on a specific add-on as part of its API. That's not nice. Anyway, I think it's still open for it's at risk. I will also agree for 110.
Okay.
But I do want, if you guys have an ideas, then I suggest to add it as a response to the web.
Next, we have this one that talks about configurable interface multi-queue limits. This started from an issue, but I don't think it's top of the priority now, and no one has reviewed it yet, so I would say it's also at risk.
What is she's suggesting?
So there was an issue long back where someone wanted configurable network interface multi-queue limits. Like we have a hard limit, but they wanted that limit to be configurable, or they kind of hinted on that. They did not even have a hard requirement, but they would be happy with it maybe. But I'm not sure if we have a use case for it, because the people who raised that issue did not answer it.
This is IBM.
Yes,
This,
but there was another issue which started it, no?
yes, there
So
was
is it
another
urgent or
issue.
not? I don't understand. Is it something urgent? I don't understand what you're
No,
talking.
no,
You're
it's
talking
not.
in general.
It's
Too
not
general
urgent
for
in
me.
my opinion. The person who opened the original issue is not responding. Shita wanted to take it as a project, and I don't think that something that we, need to get into 1.10.
And this is a real web thing?
I don't know. I haven't read the web, but what we currently have is a specific cap. Let's say if the number of queues is the number of sockets times number of cores times number of threads, it can be very high if you have, like a big VM, but we put a cap on it of 256. This person, the original author, said that it's not good for them, but he or they haven't answered.
It's not good for them because they want less or what?
They
Or
want
more?
less. They wanted less.
Okay, they want a configurable capacity limit. That's what you're saying. Right?
They did not explicitly say that. They asked if there's a way to do it and if there's a
Yes,
hard cap.
you
And
can send a yes, you have a way to do it. I don't understand why you didn't answer that. Or do I don't understand what they are asking? Please help me here. Don't we have a way to limit the number of queues? Yes, we do.
No, we don't. The only way we have to limit the number of queues is using a sidecar.
Yes. So we have plugins. So why can't they can create a plugin if they want something special to be done, right?
And maybe they wanted,
Yeah.
like with Bridge or Masquerade or one of these. They can basically do it with a sidecar, not a network binding plugin, just a plain old network sidecar.
I don't know. If they want, the only thing that may be complicated is Masquerade, bridge binding, for example. The bridge one, we have already something without IPAM. And anyway, there are alternatives, and I will expect they will get answers with that. I don't know if about anything else if it's not urgent. And if it's urgent, then someone should contact SIG-network if it's needed. So yes, I agree. It cannot be we don't have the capacity to work on this. But I also think that we should answer the issue or the web or whatever and specify that to give them an alternative here.
Oral, do you want to reply these people with the sidecar thingy? Because I do not know how it works.
Can you please tag me there?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's not a sidecar, right? We are talking about a network plugin.
No, I think they want to do it for Bridge and
So I don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay. You cannot give them the hook. If you're talking about the hook sidecar, it's not, I will not suggest it.
Oh yeah. By the way, I think it wouldn't work because I think it should be. Oh no, it will.
Yeah, but the original hook, the one that you define through the label or notation, I don't remember. That one we usually don't give. They can use it, but it's not really production thing.
I agree, but this is the
So
only
that's
thing that we can give them for now.
why can't you give them a network plugin?
The network plugin is basically the same. Like if they want to implement, I don't know, like Bridge or Masquerade using a network binding plugin, they would need to do some work, to create a.
Yes, so what? I know that they need to do work. Anyone that wants something special, they need to do work. I agree. But I think this is a classic network plugin, unless someone tells me that it is impossible to do. It is especially very easy to do it if you use a bridge binding. If it's for secondary networks with bridge binding. That one is even much less work.
We have 10 more minutes. We should move on.
Let's continue.
And what webs do we have left? This is the 405, which is about the pod IP, which is used in Word SSH thingy. So I know Aurel and Eddie suggested we do not need the web, and Nir suggested maybe we can discuss about the web, and then Aurel, you also have the other PR. Do you want to discuss it?
What other PR?
Let me find it.
I think that the main discussion is in the issue of the web and not in the PR of the web. And Eddie actually objected, saying that it may pose a security risk. And I answered Eddie.
And Aurel had another PR to address the security issue where someone can manipulate the IPs in the guest agent and manipulate where this port forwarding goes.
Yeah, so if you'll do what they want, then this PR is going to be reduced by a lot, and it won't be that intrusive. What I think we should do is what they proposed, I think. It's just to connect from Virt API for the IP address, either directly or via a pod informer, like I wrote there what I think on the original issue, and also on the.
So if everyone kind of agrees on this, do we still want the web or do we directly go to the
What did
internet?
Felix write in the end? That he doesn't require web? I thought.
Doesn't require web, no.
Yeah.
So
But
should
he's
we ask
waiting
them to
for an
close?
answer. Basically, so he's waiting for an answer. Well, let's hope that he
I
says
don't
it.
know what it's about. It's the change. What they suggest to do is to resolve the IP address from the pod, and that I agree. I do not agree about the reasoning. So, and the web is not needed in my opinion. It's a bug that we allowed something else, and that's it. If there is no access to the pod IP address, then there is no access that we need to support. That's it. It's easy.
Yes.
Okay, so the web
They gave a scenario where the IP address of the primary pod is not accessible by the Virt API. That's like in downstream we call it UDN, and there are other areas that it's called differently. So this kind of, if there is no access from the pod network to the pod network 1 VM to the pod network, from a pod network of one pod to the pod network of a different pod, then it's then that's a problem they need to solve, not through the. We cannot solve it here. So anyway, this is what I think this can be fixed. The resolution can be fixed, and it's not a web. Well, you can put it in risk for now. so we can communicate this. And we should remove it next week. And if it is a trace, let's say that next week we'll remove it from a version if it's not answered. Is there anything else from the web? That's it. We covered all of them.
The next meeting would be after the web freeze. So if it won't be addressed now, it won't go into the
You
version.
should set a meeting next week then to talk about the webs so we can remove them.
Alana, can you please contact Andrew to schedule one?
Yes,
For
I was on mute.
30
Sorry.
minutes, not 1 hour.
Yes, so I
Only
was thinking
30 minutes.
maybe we can do it offline if you want, and then I can just close them. Like I can just remove
Offline.
them for them. Yes, I mean on Slack.
We need to give a chance to people that are interested in their webs to come and argue. Because, for example, here, most of the web owners did not come. So we
Okay.
should give them a chance to come. That's why. So if you set it for 25 minutes, that should be fine.
Cool. Sounds good on 31st. And we have the web freeze on 2nd. Okay, moving on to the other topics in OpenFloor.
Hi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Last meeting we talked about 3 subjects, basically folding the SRUV into the SIG-network lane, dropping kind, and skipping smoke tests on the latest lane because they already run on their own phase 1 lane. Okay, thank you all for the reviews. There are 4 PRs left out of these 3 topics. If you can review them, please. Some of them you already started. And there is another 4th topic that we started offline together, which is we discussed to bump to stabilize 137 and to bump the lanes. So this will be the latest gating one. So there is a payout for that. If you can review it as well, please. That's it.
It is stable. 137 is considered stable already.
Yeah. Not Kubernetes itself, if that's what you mean. Kubernetes itself in the next day is going to be stable, but we can already bump the lanes for that.
What do you mean Kubernetes itself? 137 comes together with everything. That's 137.
If you look on the notes, 137 is beta at the moment, or RC, I don't remember. In the next days, it's going to be released formally, okay, as GA. So, but we don't need to wait with that PR to make 137 the latest gating. For example, move all the lanes to that, DNC, emulated, SRLV, smoke, and so on. We don't need to wait for that. If we wait, we can do it in parallel.
We don't know what will be the 137. So the 137 versions was we are running them to know what is coming and to adjust if there is needs or see that we have traders. But we usually will not put it in required unless it's already GA and we know this is the version that we can continue on with.
Well,
if for example, they in 2 days they can change the version. They can
but
put
it's
fixes there and
rarely.
can break us. Yes,
If
but
it
we
will
are not
break
talking about retro. This is the flow.
whatever you prefer, I think.
How can you? I don't understand. They are going to go GA, right? So they can change the version, and we need to see that that version is stable, and only then take it as required. Otherwise, we are risking ourselves. Why should we risk it?
I think the risk is minimal. It's already stabilized. It's going to GA in 1 or 2 days, but whatever you prefer. I like to take those risks that are minimal. Okay, but this is myself.
Okay, I don't
I
think
think
we
there is
should
no risk.
do it. But this is a KubeVirt CI also topic, in my opinion.
Yes,
It's not network decision.
KubeVirt, but okay.
I also think it should be raised on Monday / don't remember if it's Wednesday, probably. And I would also agree that we need to wait for the GA and only then make ourselves required on 137. And thank you, by the way, for handling all the rest of this.
Yes, by the way, it's a very interesting topic if this should be done in by only one SIG or everyone should be moved. Like, is there value? Like, if SIG network is ready and SIG compute or SIG storage is not ready, is it reasonable to make some requirements or not? It's a good question. I don't have the answer.
I don't think we should. I think I strive to untangle things as you teach us. I don't think that if it is GA and SIG network is ready, I don't think we need to wait for anybody. It's why create dependency.
It's an open question. I don't have the answer. First, I think the one that in the end decides is should be the KubeVirt CI.
Okay, any other topics for the open floor?
So I have VEPs 106 and 111. For VEP 106, I don't remember who reviewed it. I think it was Ananya. Not the VEP itself, but the implementation. The VEP itself was already merged. And for VEP 111, we also need a core approval to approve it. And we are good.
But the deadline for the code freeze is later, right? It's not September 2nd.
Yes, we just need to, make it to the feature field.
Oh, and I have a request. Please make sure that the webs that you know about or you review the web, please make sure that they are updated in the description. It's very important. We should automate this eventually, but for now it's something that we need to manage. It's part of managing it. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.